Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 238. Will Bitcoin go to the moon? Bitcoin halving and Binance cut Bitcoin shorts. Now, if you're catching the stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Links in the description. You can also join us on Twitter. The link will pop up somewhere around here throughout the stream. And yeah, I do have a couple articles to go through today. I think it's like 5 articles. 3 of them are really short. The one that's lengthy is the one with Binance cutting Bitcoin short. Well, short. Alright, so anyways, let's move on to the actual screen where we do all the magic here on this awesome channel. I hope you're having a great day, guys. I hope you're having a great Monday. Again, I told you guys we were going to get indecision in the market. We're pretty much sitting at the same price we were at yesterday. So not a lot has happened. A small dump, a small pump, and that's it, right? So without further ado, let's jump onto the news. Bitcoin halving is almost here. Will Bitcoin go to the moon, man? That is the title from this article from Cointelegraph. Now, I really don't want to go too much into detail in the article. There's really not a lot of stuff. There's a lot of speculation. The only thing I did like, it's the end of the article. It says, in terms of technical analysis, Bitcoin is doing well. 3 key resistance levels have already been surpassed simultaneously. The 200-day simple moving average, the 200-day exponential moving average, and the 618 of the Fib retracement, right? The Fibonacci retracement level. Now, a fixation above 10,500 level may mean the beginning of a bullish trend right now. And again, like we said, that's what we always look at, the 200 simple moving average on Bitcoin. We have not been looking at it lately because we know we're above it. But we look at that, and we've been looking at the fibs, right? Why? To match and make sure that we're in a bull trend, that we're retracing properly, that things are looking good for Bitcoin. Now, what's going to happen? Bitcoin halved. We really don't know yet, man. It's anyone's game. The coin's up in the air. I haven't looked at the price in the last 2 or 3 hours. But when last time I looked, it was around 8,600, 8,500. Maybe we're still around that area. We'll figure it out once we get to the technicals, right? Now, this article I do like. Croatian financial regulator approves Bitcoin fund, and this is from CoinDesk. It does go on to state that Hanfa's board of directors backed Griffin Asset Management plan to establish and manage the passive digital asset fund. In the same decision, Hanfa also approved Croatian state-owned bank HPB to serve as the depository. Now, as described in Hanfa ruling, the passive fund invests exclusively in Bitcoin, and the initial investment period closes once total assets hit 100,000 Croatian coin, whatever it's HRK, or 15 working days after ruling, whichever comes first. Now, investors can make their initial investments in cash or Bitcoin. That's what the decision read. Now, this is pretty cool, man. Again, countries starting to open like financial services for Bitcoin and make them legitimate. It's pretty cool. So it always brings more adoption, and it's going to bring more people into the market. So we'll figure out how that goes once it starts to develop for Croatia, right? Anyways, no one knows how the Bitcoin price will react. That is what this article is saying. Bitcoin halving is now when to buy Bitcoin. And it just has a phrase in it that I do like, and it goes on like this. No one knows how the Bitcoin price will react to the supply squeeze, though many in the Bitcoin and crypto community are confident that Bitcoin price will climb eventually. But in the short term, the Bitcoin market is widely expected to be highly volatile. And that's what we talked about, right? Volatility being open on the Bollinger Bands makes us to where we can go to the top and the bottom of that range quickly. And the volatility being there means that we can get wild swings, right? That's why we don't know precisely where the market wants to go. We have a lot of evidence. Yesterday we talked about downwards motion. We did move down a bit. After that we got a bounce with no divergence, but we got a small bounce up to like 8,900, and from then on we just climbed back down. I told you guys I was probably going to get an in at 8,600. I didn't execute it because we were creating divergence by the time, bearish divergence. And I was almost positive that we're going to get price action to the downside. So at 8,800, sorry, that was my potential entry. I talked about that yesterday towards the end of the stream. At the beginning of the stream, I wasn't sure, but then towards the end, I said, man, we're close to my old strategy. I might just execute the same, but I'm going to watch out for divergence. Divergence hit. I didn't go in. I'm glad because right after that, the price went down, so I would have lost money. That's why it's good to have a strategy. Now, on the next article, SBI Holdings CEO Ripple partner could help pandemic supply chain. This is from Cointelegraph as well. Now, this one says that Yoshitaka Kaido, the CEO of SBI Holdings, has proposed Ripple partner with multinational companies in addition to financial institutions. His recommendations was partly influenced by Japan's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Kitao, also a Ripple board member, Kitao, sorry, I mispronounced his name in the first paragraph. Kitao, also a Ripple board member, talked to reporters gathered for an SBI conference call on April 28, and the CEO said that his lawyer would attend Ripple's next executive committee and asked them to promote new partnerships with multinational corporations like Big Shosha, a Japanese trading company. By adding multinational companies to the Ripple network, this is quoting him, and not just financial institutions, we can expect the number of cross-border payments to grow exponentially. Kitao expects the application of blockchain for supply chain management to be a more pressing issue in the world following the coronavirus, and saying SBI had seen a disruption of the supply chain for essential supplies during the pandemic. We realize how dependent we are on China for the supply of masks. We are in serious trouble. Now, Kitao thinks having transparency and traceability, which Ripple offers, will be more important in the future. You will have to operate multiple supply chains with some flexibility and think about which countries are better equipped to deal with the pandemic. Also, you need to figure out which countries make information freely available and cooperate with others around the world. Now, this is what he's stating. Is it true? Yeah, man, we do know that there's a lot of lack of information and precise numbers as to what is happening in the world with COVID. There's a lot of information being covered up. There's a lot of information that's not out there. Sometimes due to lack of testing, sometimes due to just using statistical models to predict what's going to happen. And again, look, I can tell you in Mexico, they're telling us that we have like 3,000 cases. We know for a fact there's way more than that. Just the government's not doing testing, and they're just, saying, oh, well, you have to multiply by 8, and then you get somewhere to the real number. BS, they're not doing that. They're just telling you how many people have died that they have tested, and they're not really predicting or projecting the real number of deaths. So, it's still up in the air. On the next article, traders said Binance cut their Bitcoin shorts. Here's why it happened. Now, as the Bitcoin price dropped from 9,500 to 8,100, some traders in Binance claimed that their winning short trades were unfairly cut short. A trader named Athena Bank wrote on May 10th, "Deleverage. Binance closed my short after I made 7 times my investment. What's going on? Where's my short? The Bitcoin dropped to 8,000. Who pays the difference?" But for the closure of the shorts was systematic, and the process is called auto-deleveraging. Now, in the futures market, traders use debt to leverage to trade with larger capital, right? So we know that Bitcoin Jake, who follows this channel, he has told us about his trades, particularly not shorts but longs using leverage. So anyways, Binance allows a trader to use 125 times leverage or the initial capital. So if a user has $1,000, they can trade up to $125,000. Now, the role of a cryptocurrency exchange is to match orders between buyers and sellers. Hence, if a trader A wants to short Bitcoin at 9,500, the role of the exchange is to find trader B that wants to buy Bitcoin at 7,500. Now, a problem occurs when Bitcoin price sees an abrupt increase or decrease in price. More traders rush to short Bitcoin, and the price will decline rapidly, and it creates an imbalance in the order books. When there's a big order book disparity, it can potentially cause a cascade of liquidations and cause the price of Bitcoin to plunge to abnormal prices, such as we saw on March 12th, when the price of Bitcoin crashed to as low as 3,600 on BitMEX. Now, major Bitcoin future exchanges like BitMEX and Binance Futures use a system called auto-deleveraging. That ensures that the order books remains balanced. When the insurance fund is not enough to cover the liquidations or to cover 4 liquidations, then other trades are cut short to cover the remaining liquidations. When a trader's account size goes below 0, the insurance fund is used to cover the losses. However, in some exceptionally volatile market environments, the insurance fund may be unable to handle the losses, and open positions have to be reduced to cover them. Now, in such a case, highly leveraged trades are likely to have their trades sized down first. So traders that are using 75 times or 125 times leverage are often in the top percentile and are the first to have their trades cut in abnormal volatile market conditions. Now, there is a light for the auto-deleverage queue on the trading page when you're in a position, and the leverage is used as insurance for long liquidations. In this case, to help sustain cascading liquidations and resulting in mega dumps. High leverage trades are usually first. So again, that's what we talked about, right? And since we just explained that, what out of the leverage is, if your trade got cut short, there's not much you're going to be able to do about it, right? It's about balancing the books. Binance is not going to take responsibility. Probably they do mention it at some point in time on their user agreement for the futures market. So if you were using high leverage and you got cut short, that's it, man. Not much you can do about it, right? I mean, it's probably out there, man. They probably have it written somewhere. Otherwise, it would probably get into a lot of trouble. Anyways, that's it for the news part of the segment. I'm going to move on to the technicals. So give me one quick second. I'll play this very, very small, brief intro, and I'll get back to the technicals, right? So we'll be right back. 1 second. Thank you for sticking with us. We are back for the technicals on the stream. Let's figure out what happened with Bitcoin, or what is happening with Bitcoin, right? So yesterday we saw it move below the... Sorry, this is total market cap right now. So yesterday we saw a drop in market cap as well, 1.27%. They were seeing this trying to gain a little bit, but hitting the 20 as resistance, getting 0.88% or 2.05 billion, sitting at $235.02 billion. That is what market cap's at right now. Bitcoin dominance at 67.63%. We saw a loss of dominance yesterday of 0.55. Today we're seeing a gain of 0.03. The price of Bitcoin at 8,653. Like I told you guys, right? About the same time we were in the stream last night, we were at this price. As you can tell, we saw this wild pump and dump, right? So you can see, like, we have this spinning top body, which means there's indecision in the market, and we knew about that. Now, seems like we opened today below the 20, because the 20 is the moving average, right? So it just keeps on adding up, and the average of the last 20 days. And we're moving above it right now, which is good. Yesterday, we managed to close at the 20, so today we should have opened at the 20 and then move up, but since we're tracking it, it just seems like we're right in the middle, right? Anyways, starting to make negative momentum, neutral on the RSI, 54.08. There's really not much going on the daily. Everything that's happening, it's happening on the 4-hour chart. Now, we did call the divergence, right? That broke us down. That's fine. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. What do we have? Bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We got that nice run up until today at 7 in the morning, or at 7 in the morning to, what is it, like 11, right? That's 7 to 11, yeah. 7 to 11, yeah. That's the time chart for me on this candle. Then after that, on the next candle, we got this nasty drop and recover, and then this nasty drop and recover, right? So again, we got some stuff happening here on the daily that give us this movement upside and downside, right? Right now, sitting neutral on the other side. That's why we had the spinning top. So what's happening? Low, higher low, negative momentum, more negative, less negative momentum. Low in the RSI, higher in the RSI. We don't have any kind of bearish divergence, or bullish divergence there, sorry. We also don't have any kind of bearish divergence after the one we called back here. That being said, we got close to 20 and rejected, which is not good. But again, we have volatility open. Sorry, I forgot to show you the volatility on the daily. See how expanded the Bollinger Bands are? We can run them to the top or the bottom, and it wouldn't be an issue, right? So we could expect movements all the way up to here, at least at $10,000, or back here at 7,100, right? 187. So again, if movements, high volume movements when volatility is open, are not uncommon, and we've seen them before, right? We've seen these movements happening, and then expanded the Bollinger Bands down, and we've seen these wild movements happen, right? So again, let's wait for some confirmation as to where the market's going to move before we actually take a position. Again, neutral on the RSI. On the 4 hours, we're sitting also neutral on the RSI, 40.14. Now, we're not going lower, we're actually higher. Less negative momentum, higher on the RSI, right? Like I said, not a lot happening on the 4 hours. So let's go on the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, here is what I was tracking in the morning, right? We called this here, right, this hidden divergence, this hidden bearish. Price action to the downside, we called that yesterday. Look there. We move down, right? From then on, we try to rally on no technicals. We don't have any technicals here for this pump. However, we knew it was a possibility that we could try to rally, and I talked about it because I said maybe this bullish divergence hasn't finished playing out. This one back here, right? So this came in, it was weak, you know, it did move down. Then we still try to rally, but on that rally, look at this movement to the upside, right? This movement to the downside. We're creating strong bearish divergence, meaning price action to the downside. Lo and behold, a couple of candles later, we got this movement to the downside, right? Coming in. Again, I did this when I was off the air. And this was when I was thinking about opening my position here. And we got here, and we're starting to create divergence. And by this candle, 6 a.m., we're starting to create divergence. So I said, hell's no, man. I'm going to wait. 9 a.m., 7 a.m. comes in. You know, we still pump a little bit more. And then on, you know, we still have the divergence coming in and just breaking us down. So again, I'm glad I didn't go in at 8,800. So just because I noticed the divergence. Then on, we took a small dump. When I was looking at this was red and this was down here. And we were making hidden bullish divergence, right? And again, I wasn't too worried about the divergence being there. It could have been a potential bounce, and we did get that small bounce coming in. But it got rid of the divergence that we had, because down here, we were sitting at 5.14 negative. And here, we're sitting at 4.64 negative. However, we still went on going slightly higher. As you can tell, we're making more. Here, we're sitting at negative 9.65. So again, negative momentum, more negative momentum as we're going higher. Even from here to here, right? We're going from low to high, from low to high. So we have this hidden bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside. We're getting this rally, but we're failing at the 20. We already failed once, we failed twice. We're testing it for the third time. We have not been able to get above that. We're starting to get tightness of the Bollinger Bands in the 1 hour. And again, new positive momentum starting to build. So this could potentially break over on this hour, next hour, you know. And we could get a nice green bar coming in. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 48.64. Now, the counter of that is that we don't get anything happening. We've missed at the 20, and then we break down farther down, right? Creating a little bit more negative momentum. So again, the divergence that I was hoping that would happen here. Again, I said it potentially we move down and create divergence again. We haven't quite gotten it yet, right? There's a big chance that if this goes down lower, we're probably not going to make that much negative momentum and create that divergence if that were to happen on the 4 hours. Right now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it could potentially happen. Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin. I'm just going to switch this to yellow. That way we know we already covered it, right? And I want to move on to Ethereum, guys. So if you have any questions, put them out on the chat. By the way, also, Twitter, right? Going out right now. Add this to the Crip1. You can join us there. What is happening with Ethereum? Yesterday we gained dominance, 0.30. Today we're gaining a little bit more, 0.12, sitting at 8.86% of market cap. And we really want to get above 9 again, and we really, in theory, want to get above 10 again. The price of Ethereum at $188.03. Where are we at, man? Where are we at? Look, we are still fighting with the 50% retrace, right? That what do we call it at? 189.40, I think it was, right? I'm assuming a little bit more. Yeah, 189.40. So we're still struggling with that. Yesterday, we did manage to go all the way up here, 193. We knew it was a possibility. I can't remember if by the time we were doing the stream, we were already up there or not. But we were rejected there. I think I already talked about that yesterday. So we might have already rejected. From then on, we can see we're trying to go up here again. And we're facing resistance at the 50% on the fibs. And that's not good. We want to get above that fib node and start targeting the 618. Now, sitting sold. No, not sold, neutral on the RSI at 47.10. But looking at the MACD, and I was trying to figure out if we had divergence. We don't. So really not a lot happening on the daily, right? Let's go on to the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart. Oh no, what do we see, man? Well, this happened at 7 in the morning today. So we hadn't done that movement to the upside. We did it yesterday as well, right? So May 10th, sorry. So yesterday on the 11th, we actually moved up after I've already talked about being down here and probably trying to rally to there. So I was just double checking, and now that I turn into the 4-hour chart, I noticed that what I talked about yesterday, that the potential that we had resistance here and then resistance here, It's true. As you can tell, we did move up, hit that resistance, and then rejected, right? As you can tell here, we did try to open up, and we also rejected the 50, and right now we hit the 50 right on again, spot on. Probably like a couple cents off, like 12 cents off, and then we rejected. So again, we have not been able to get above that. We really want Ethereum to get above that, so we can start targeting higher prices. Below the 20 with a lot of volatility open on the Bollinger Bands. Now let's see this, right? Low, lower low, and more negative momentum. I would have talked about this before. So the only thing I was looking here was this divergence that we developed, and we moved to the upside again, rejected, right? So we're starting to move slightly lower, but not as low as we were before. So we're not developing anything else in the 4 hours. We're sitting sold at 37.34. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Again, a lot of indecision in the markets, right? When was yesterday night? I think yesterday night we were here. And as you can tell, we're sitting very, very close to that area that we were yesterday, right? 188, we're sitting at 188.08, so within the same dollar. I told you guys, we're not going to get a lot. We had divergence again, hidden bearish action to the downside. We moved down, then Bitcoin bounced, and it took us for that bounce with it. And again, looking very similar, right? The two green candles and the red candle coming down. So now we're moving lower than the first low. So low, where is this low at? 15. 6. So we're actually less, right? As we're going higher, less, that's congruent, and also higher on the other side. We don't have anything on the 1 hour yet. And that's not necessarily the best indicator because we're really not getting any clear picture as to where the market wants to go. High, lower high, and even lower high, and making less positive momentum every time. But we're going higher on the RSI. So from here to here on the 1 hour, we would have something. All right. And well, you'll see right now, right? Going from here to here, and we're creating this hidden bearish divergence and potential price action to the downside. So again, potentially we could come down and touch the 20 again and see where we go from there. That's about it. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 51.83. Again, guys, I told you the market is following Bitcoin very closely. On the daily, what's happening? XRP moving down 1.04. Today moving down 0.38. Sitting at 3.64% of market cap. We really want to see XRP about 5, but I don't know when we're going to get that. XRP sitting at 19 cents, 19.484 cents. It actually is recovering. No, actually it's not. We're still within this area, right? We kind of broke below it, and I was a little bit worried when we broke below it. I was like, man, XRP really needs to get its shit together. And it did. It did going up a little bit. Again, we're still within this 19,440 and this 19,758. As you can tell, yesterday we kind of wrenched in that area for a while, making negative momentum more than before. Now we're going slightly higher, and we could, in theory, call divergence now. So from here to here on the daily. Let's make sure it doesn't want to go on the 1 hour chart, and then we'll be good, right? And from here to here again, right? So again, hidden bullish, potential price continuation. So we might get a small bounce that we're getting right now. We don't have that on the RSI. Oh, we also have it on the RSI. Screw that. We do. Sitting neutral right now at 44.01. On the 4 hours, what do we have? Last one we call was bullish, right? Action to the upside. We got that nice bounce. Rejected higher prices. Move down again. We're facing resistance at that 19,758, right? We talked about that yesterday. And we managed to break below that, but getting back above it right now at 19,440. So again, that's good. But that's about it. We don't have much going on after that. We're going slightly lower with the, yeah, I guess we could, in theory, call this divergence, right? From here to here, we're definitely going much lower. Well, not much, slightly lower. Let's say, let's call them what they are, right? So going slightly lower, and we're going from here to here, right? And creating this strong bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside, and I believe that's might be what we're seeing play out. We also have it on the RSI, sitting sold at 35.68, and potential for a bounce coming in. Again, we're going to face resistance here and probably here, and then at the 20 if we move up. So 19,758 and then 20,339 could be potential resistances to the upside. That's about it, right? We're still within this rectangle that I told you guys we have a lot of support and resistance at. So let's see how that keeps on developing, right? Just make sure this was in the 4 hours. Yep. So let's go to the 1 hour chart. Again, bullish action to the upside. We got it. Then bearish, right? Hidden bearish price action to the downside. We move down. Again, as expected. So not a lot going on after that, right? High, lower high, even lower high, and making less positive momentum every time. So that's good. Now, the only thing I could potentially call here it would be very similar to Ethereum. And I'm not sure if I saw this on Bitcoin or not. I'm going to have to go back and look at it real quick after this chart. But we have this hidden bearish, and would mean potential price action to the downside. Again, we have bullish happening on the 4 hours, so we could slightly pump and get rid of this, right? Because we're still making this positive momentum. We could still go on higher. But right now we have this, and again, I will make that same claim for Ethereum right now. But let me look at Bitcoin. High, lower, high, positive, plus. So Bitcoin doesn't have that going on, right, on the 1 hour. So I didn't miss it. Let's move on to Litecoin on the daily. What's happening? Yesterday we lost actually 0.04%. Today we're losing 0.62%, sitting at 1.15% of market cap. The price of Litecoin at $41.87, breaking below 20. We knew it was going to happen, potentially. Low, but neutral on the other side, 41.98, making negative momentum. That's it, not a lot on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hours. Sorry, tightness on the Bollinger Bands. That's it. Let's go to the 4 hours. Last thing we call was bearish or bullish. To the upside, we got this small bounce, but not too strong. And then from then on, we just moved down again. Negative momentum, we're going higher. Less negative momentum, higher on the other side. All being good, nothing to trace here. Sold at 35.71 on the other side. Let's go to the 1 hour. Call bullish, action to the upside. Then we call bearish. To the downside, we did move down. Right, so we did move down again, but not lower than before, and that's fine. So negative, less negative as we're going here, right, from here to here, from here to here. So we don't have anything going on here. Let's see, from here to here, we're going lower and we're going higher. All right, cool, man. Cool. It's just like the market's in sync, like I told you guys, right? A lot of the alts are showing the same divergence. There we go. Here we don't have it. We're going from positive momentum to less positive momentum as we're going less. So right now we might move down a little bit, probably hit 20 again. Try to bounce neutral on the RSI at 51.77, and tightness on the Bollinger Bands, right? So volatility could come in at any time, and we could probably see a wild move. That's about it for Litecoin. It's just going to depend on Bitcoin for reals. If Bitcoin gets some wild movements, alts are going to get wild movements. Dominance for Binance. Yesterday lost 0.42%. Today still losing 0.73%. Sitting at 1% of market cap. Binance at $15.18. Yesterday, again, losing a little bit of price action. 1.68%. Today gaining 0.45, so that's not bad. Now we're going lower, more negative momentum. Lower in the RSI, so it's congruent. 42.35. We're neutral on the RSI. Not a lot going on after that, right? So again, let's go to the 4-hour chart. What do we call the 4-hour? Bullish action, upside. We got this nice movement coming in, right? So move up. From then on, we start to move down with the rest of the market. And now we're trying to get a bounce. We're slightly higher than the previous low. Yay, man! Awesome. Spotify ads. So again, we're going slightly lower, higher, less negative momentum, higher on the RSI. Sold at 36.64. Nothing else going on here. Let's go on to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what do we have? Again, bullish, upside, then bearish, downside, right? So we got these movements in. Let's see, we went slightly lower from here. No, I think we might be even. Looks like we could be even. What is the closing here? 14,596. 14,605. So 596. Like it's within like 0.09 points. It's sideways motion, really. So we're moving sideways. Let's see if we have something else going on here. We're opening on the bottom and we're coming in on the bottom. Okay, cool. So here we would have something, right? Here we would have Class B, medium, Type 2. Bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside. We got the bounce above the 20. And that's about it, man. Let's see if we have the other divergence that we had in the rest of the market. We're sitting at, what was this opening? 15.13.8. This sitting at 15.15. So we're slightly higher with more positive momentum and higher on the other side. We don't have any kind of divergence yet. We're very close to being able to call this sideways. If this drops a little bit, we would have divergence, and it drops down a little bit more, we definitely would have hidden bearish, but right now we don't have it. This will be going slightly higher, and then this will be going slightly higher and higher here as well. So nothing else going on. 52.17 neutral on the RSI. That's it for Binance. A couple people tuned in. Thank you guys for showing up for this stream. Again, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, and that sub. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure who's watching. Just I got viewers. No one's really on chats, but that's good, man. No problem. Hey, Troy, how's it going, man? Notice you're there now. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. What's happening with silver, man? Let's look at silver real quick. What did we do yesterday? We tried to rally. Where? To resistance. Then we broke down, and we probably head for the 20 again. Or maybe try the resistance again here at the, I believe it's at 50%, so at 15.654. Not a lot happening. Boring right now. Really boring for silver. What's happening with gold at 1700? Remember how we said we are going to probably break down? Yeah, we broke down. So, I think we're opening below. Right now we tried to rally. We did hit that 100% again, right? We got close to it at 1,701. But right now it seems like we're moving down a little bit. So again, let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out for gold. Not a lot happening. Let's look at the rest of the markets real quick. So if you guys want me to look at something in particular, let me know in the chat. What's happening with the S&P? It seems like it just moved sideways, right? It gains 0.39, so nothing. The K, gain a little bit more. That's good, right? Because then we have, let's see where we're at here. 136, 118, slightly less, right? Still have strong bearish divergence coming in. I believe we don't have it here, 58.12 and 58.90. So we kind of lost it on the other side, but we have it on the MACD. Again, strong bearish divergence, potential action to the downside. Toronto up 136 points. Are we up over here? Nope. So we're still less and we're still less. So that's all fine here. Nothing on Toronto. London up 128. We gapped up, so that's good. We'll just keep on tracking, right? Because we had this and we know it was going to move on. So again, creating that strong bearish divergence, potential action to the downside on London Stock Exchange. Price movement of Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll check it out again, man. Just give me 1 second. Let me just finish with the US30 oil, and then I'll go back to Bitcoin. Round off, right? I'm almost done with this. What's happening with the Dow? Down 109 points. Wow, not good, right? Because yesterday when we were looking at this, it was much higher. So again, high, lower, high, less positive momentum, lower in the RSI, neutral at 54.89. So nothing happening on the Dow. This was opening and we were like going up here, and I told you if we keep going up we're probably going to open up. If we go down we're probably going to lose a lot, and we did move down. Right now we're moving down and hitting that 20, and again nothing else going on there. Let's look at oil real quick. Brent, what happened with Brent oil? Still moving down a little bit on divergence that we called, but not a lot, right? What's happening with USD? This is also Brent on USD side, so moving down a little bit, right? At $29.66. What's happening with West Texas? Moving down a little bit also, right? At $18.61. Now Bitcoin, what happened yesterday? We did open red and move red on the futures. Right now seems like we're going to gain a little bit. Sitting at 8,740. Right now the price of Bitcoin is sitting at 8,672. So the futures are slightly higher. Price movement for Bitcoin, man. Yeah, Troy, no problem. Look. We were here yesterday on the stream, right? When was this? This is the 11th. Fudge, man, where were we? Not this chart. This chart. There we go. It's easier for me to find it here. We were here yesterday on the stream, right? We called this divergence, right? This hidden divergence, action to the downside. We moved down. From then on, we tried to rally a little bit, but failed. Created strong divergence. Moved down on that, right? And creating hidden bullish right now. So we're getting this small rally, but really failing at the 20. Like I told you, we're getting indecision, man. Look, the price right now, it's sitting at 8,676. Yesterday, we were at 8,707. So we're like 30 bucks below. We haven't really moved at all in a day, right? We're at the same price we were yesterday. Like I told you, we don't know what the market's going to do. I said we might move down, we might move up. We're still unsure what it wants to do, right? We had the halving event happening. We just don't really see that move, right? We're getting this divergence. It should be strong. It should be bullish, but it's not too strong. So again, Bitcoin's really not being clear. We're getting volatility leaving the market, so movements might become muted, right? But that volatility leaving the market means we're gonna get an explosive move soonish. We're not as tight as we were back here, but we're starting to get tighter, right? We're more tight than we were back here. So again. I wish I could tell you, man. Right? Towards the end of the stream last night, I did said I was going to probably go in at 8,800. I have that entry here. Is this the chart where I have my ends? Fudge, man. Where's my chart? I think this chart's where I had mine. Yeah. So yesterday, right? We were like here yesterday. Yeah, here. Told you guys, I'm probably going in at 8,800, but I'm gonna check for divergence. Look at what happens, man. We went to 8,800, right? And we're going higher to here at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, right? 6 in the morning came in, right? What happened, man? Right? What happened at 6 in the morning? We have divergence, right? Look at that. High, lower high. Going higher, right? In the price, lower on the RSI, sorry, on the MACD. Creating strong bearish divergence. I was like, look, I'm gonna wait, man. And this was already outside of my zone, right? Here it was my zone of entry, 8,800. We still have divergence. Strong bearish. Next candle, what happened? It moved up to my last entry point, but we were still creating divergence. I said, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm glad I didn't go in. I would have gone in here. I would have got screwed, man. I would just been able to get out maybe here, right? We came up and touched that 8,983, spot on almost. The high was 8,968, so we're very, very close. A couple dollars off. Here we kind of touched it right on as well, right? 8,980, so $3 off. You know, so I gauged this and I said, look, man, I believe the market's going to go down, and because we had technicals for it. After that, what happened? Moved down, right? So I'm good. I'm glad I didn't go in here. I'm glad I didn't go in here. When I was going up here, man, I was like, fuck, just screwed, man. I should have gone in. Maybe I'm screwed. And then the same candle turned red and just started to drop, man. So again, I was happy that this wasn't my in, and that I was able to look for the divergence and prevent myself from getting screwed in the market. So I haven't gone in yet again. I'm still waiting for that in. I'm probably going to go in again at 8,800. Should we try to get to it without any kind of bearish divergence, that'll probably be my in again, right? That's about it, man. I couldn't tell you where the market's going to move right now because we're not getting a clear picture. Right? Last thing we had was bullish. We're trying to move up, but we're rejecting the 20, right? We're facing it as resistance. We had this movement. We rejected once. We rejected twice. We're rejecting 3 times, man. So we're not being strong enough to get above the 20. Right now we're getting above the 20. But if we don't get above the 20, there's a chance we could reject and move lower, right? To try to get that strength to try to rally back up and go above the 20. But if we manage to go above the 20, then we got to wait for that touch of the 20 again to try to get that use it as a catapult to go higher. But we don't always get it. Sometimes it just breaks above the 20 and just goes haywire. But right now I'm waiting for that movement, basically closing above the 20, confirming we're going to go bullish again or try to be bullish again and take it from there, right? But like I told you yesterday, right now I'm taking the market a day at a time because we're getting indecision. We have a lot of people with opposing ways of view the market right now because of the halving event. We have a lot of people that are like saying the market's going to move down, and we have a lot of people that are saying the market's going to move up. So again, a lot of indecisions. That's even being said on the articles when you read them online, man. There's some bullish technicals, right? We're above the 200 simple moving average. We're above the 200 exponential moving average, and we're above the 618, right? Let me go on the daily here, right? So you can look at the chart with the fibs. See the 618's here. We're above that 618, so we are bullish right? Technically, but we're not being 100% bullish. And again, I told you guys we have not gotten a real good pullback on Bitcoin. I said that a couple days ago, and I think I said that here, and then the day after we got that nice pullback, right? So again, that was some of the things we talked about. And yeah, I wish I could tell you the market's going to go up. Right now, I'm not getting that. You see a pump? Well, we are above the 20, right? We're starting to close above the 20, right? We managed to close above the 20. Let's see if we use this as a catapult to go higher. It could be, man, right? I mean, there are technicals for bullish stuff, and there's our other article that says, and I like this article, it says, no one knows how the Bitcoin price will react to the supply squeeze. Though many in the Bitcoin and crypto community are confident the Bitcoin price will climb eventually, but in the short term, Bitcoin market is widely expected to be highly volatile, meaning we're going to get wild movements upside and downside, right? Here we got this nice movement to the upside, like I told you, right? But then to be canceled just a couple hours later. So again, we weren't able to hold it, right? And then, like I said, on the daily, we still have volatility open. we could easily come all the way up here and touch again 10,103. We can come all the way down here and touch 7,123. Right, that's the range of the Bollinger Bands. So we could have movements within that range. Usually, it's weird when the Bollinger Bands break outside of the bands. Right, we usually get them when we have when we lose the volatility in the market. Right, when we get the squeezes in the Bollinger Bands, then we get explosive moves. That's usually when we move outside of the Bollinger Bands. But we always tend to come back into the Bollinger Bands. Right. I think right now we're sitting neutral again on the 20. Neutral on the RSI. We've cooled off a little bit. Right, so there's a chance we could come back in with strength to try to pump. But that's about it, right? I mean, right now I wouldn't tell you or wouldn't affirm that the market's going to go up, nor that the market's going to go down, right? I told you guys both sides of the story. You can make your own mind. I mean, like I told you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going to point out what I see both ways, right? Positive and negative. And you guys make your own mind, right? You can also read a lot of articles if you want online, or you can go look at, other technicals that are out there as well. But, I feel right that if I see that the market's going to go up, I'll tell you I do believe the market's going to go up, and I talk about my entry points. When I believe the market's going to go down, I also talk about my potential exits, right? And I've done that plenty of times here on this channel before, so you guys know how I played the market the past couple times, and the profits that we made, right? But right now, I believe we're going to get a movement to the upside potentially, because we have some technicals to like basically said that we could get it. Plus we're above the 200 simple moving average. That puts us in the bull trend. But all this indecision going on. Look at yesterday, man. Look at this wick. Look at this wick going up and down, right? Look at that. That is just basically indecision, right? And it's almost equal to both sides. From here to here would be $574. And from here to fudge, man, I got moved. And from here to here, it's also $600, right? So about $500 either way. So I'm just rounding off to $500 either way. But we do know that we got slight. Sorry, I measured the wrong one from here to here. I didn't measure right. Let me re-anchor from here to here, like 391, almost 400, and from here to here, like I said, almost 500, right? So again, so we 452. So that's a move, right? So around 400, 425, we go even. So again, the wicks to both sides are very even. That talks about a lot of indecision, right? Fighting for this level, right? Bulls coming in, rising price, bears bringing it down. Bears bringing it farther down, bulls bringing it up, but not enough to close above. That's why we close low. Then, right now, we're seeing this candle just basically trying to engulf the previous one, right? Bullish engulf the previous one. We're really not engulfing it yet. We're still slightly below that. So again, there's a lot of stuff that really, like I told you, we haven't really taken off, right? We're seeing a lot of that indecision, like I told you, right? Making this move to the upside, then just to come in a couple hours and bring it down. Yeah. If you guys want to look at something else, let me know in the chat. We'll definitely look at that. Again, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, and that sub. So I guess if no requests come in, I'm really just going to call it a stream for tonight. Not really getting a clear read on the market. I'm just seeing a lot of basically fuzz going on. Right, so from here, like I said, we're going slightly higher. I mean, in theory, we could call this one out. I just didn't call it out earlier. Or maybe I called it out here. No, I didn't. From here to here, right? It would have been from here to here. Again, going slightly higher, going slightly lower here. Creating a hidden bullish action to the upside. We got that. Just above the 20 slightly, just to undo the previous candle. Right now, it seems like we really want to get above the 20 on this other divergence that we have back here, right? This other hidden divergence. But that's about it, man. Really wish we'd close above the 20. Then we'll take it from there. But that's it, guys, I guess. No, I guess no comments coming in. So that's going to be it for tonight, I guess. Thank you guys for joining us. Troy, I hope I answered your question, man. I mean, like I told you, I'm not sure yet. We're not getting the proper read. I just been telling you what I've been seeing, right? Yesterday we called this one out, so you knew we were gonna move down, right? Sorry, we called this one out. You knew we were gonna move down, and down we moved, right? I told you guys there's a chance, and I told you about my in, right? I even have them charted here, right? 8,800. I want to go in there. I didn't go in because of divergence we developed. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Again, this is Taylor Crypto. I'm your host Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight. This awesome Monday night. I wish you well. I wish you have a great night. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of Taylor Crypto. Until then.